Hey folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for January the 5th, 2019, our first Best Stock Charts of the year. And today is the day, drum roll. We are going to announce the quarterly gold member winner. I'm going to do that right now. And then we're going to segue over and into the Best Stock Charts for the coming week. So let's get to it. Well, what I did was I took all the names or IDs of the people that liked our videos and left a comment below, and I entered it into this program here that it took me about an hour to learn how to use. And what we're going to do is I'm going to click this start button. The names are all entered up here, or user IDs, whatever, and they're all up here. And here are the rules of the game. I'm going to keep this really simple. This is very informal. If you're a member and you win, great. I can't refund you this year's membership because I've already paid my fees on it, but I will extend you into next year. And of course, if you're a silver member or a bronze member, you'll get upgraded. Now, I've been asked, how do I get my name to the front of the list? Some of you guys are tricky. I got some emails about how do I get my name to the front of the list, and I can't do that, right? You wouldn't respect me if I did. So, and also, I'm using what you call a randomizer. So I enter all the names here. I have no idea who's going to win. Zero. And I click this start button. You'll know when I know who wins. So let's get to it. I'm kind of excited. So drum roll, and here we go. I'll play some background music here for dramatic effect. Let's go. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Sayre Temple. Sayre Temple is the winner. Now, the key is for Sayre Temple to get activated as a gold member, I'll be sending out, first contacting, securing an email, then sending out a certificate. What I'll ask is that they take a photo on their webcam with the certificate so that everybody knows that they're real, and just send it back to me and I'll show it next week. If I don't get a response from Sayre Temple, what I'll do is I will rerun this again next week. So Sayre Temple has 1 week from today to get back in contact with me, and we'll cut it off on noon Saturday, the 12th of January. So Sayre Temple, congratulations. And I'm going to do this for this coming quarter as well. So thanks for all the participation. It's been a lot of fun. I love the emails. It's been a fun thing to do, and I'm going to do it again. So let's get to the charts. Okay, so what I like to do normally is talk about our week. How was it? How did we do? And overall, it was a good week. Friday, our short position of the Russell 2000 did not do well. We're probably going to get stopped out. I think we are going to get a rally. Continuation move higher this coming week. We'll probably get a pullback on Monday, and then we will probably push higher. We do have some moving averages to get through, the 20-period moving average on many of the major indexes. And once we get through there and a couple of resistance levels, I think we could charge up to the declining 50-period moving average on the major averages. And then we have to look for clues from the market as to which way to trade. So we booked profits last week in Goldman Sachs. We did not get out at the high of the week. We booked profits right here, right at the 20-period moving average. I expected a pullback. We got the pullback. However, the jobs data helped spike the market higher. And let's face it, that jobs data were reported 2 weeks ago would have killed the market. But the fact that Fed Chair Powell was so dovish in his commentary allowed the market to say, okay, we have good economic growth, and Fed Chair Powell just said pretty much no interest rate hikes for the foreseeable future. So game on to the long side. So Friday was a game changer. So we saw a continuation move higher on Goldman Sachs. We had a bit of resistance at 175. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see us press higher from here and up to the 50-day moving average. We'll look to get back involved with Goldman Sachs. I still like to trade on both a daily and a weekly basis. I didn't expect such a big move on Friday. I will freely admit that. but it is what it is. If we need to take a loss on our short position, we'll do so. However, I think we'll probably get a pullback on Monday morning. That'll allow us to exit the trade as close to flat as possible. However, if we have to take a loss, we have to take a loss. We need to trade right? We don't want to fight the market, especially to the short side. So Goldman Sachs, a nice trade. I want to talk about gold. We are long of the gold miners. Our gold mining trade did really well last week. Our silver trade did very well last week. Our emerging markets trade did very well last week. We were buying when nobody else wanted them. Now they're doing very well. So while, yeah, our short trade, which was fairly small, we did not have a full position. We're probably going to take a loss on. Our other positions far made up for the loss that we'll probably take on the TZA, which is the leverage ETF, putting you short of the Russell 2000. So members will talk more about strategy on the week ahead commentary coming out tomorrow, being Sunday. So let's talk about our watch trades, this one being gold. We do not own gold yet. I did mention in the forum on Thursday night that overnight the price of gold hit $1,300 the ounce. I didn't expect it to hold there. I expected it to sell off because we have a lot of resistance at that level. So the sell-off on Friday was very expected. Even with the weaker US dollar, gold did not do well. It rallied off the lows of the day. Yeah, it did. We did have an outside reversal day. That's not a good setup. We're probably going to pull back further on gold early next week. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. But overall, the chart looks good, and we will be looking to buy some gold, but not right now. Too much resistance up here. I would like to get more of a pullback on gold so we get a running start at the 1300 to 1310 level. Once we get above 1310 and close there, especially on a weekly basis, brother, we're going higher on gold. So gold is a watch. Members will talk more about it tomorrow on the week ahead commentary. Other watch stocks that we're looking at for the coming week. BHP Bulletin. I'm going to talk about weekly charts. I'll go over the daily charts and intraday charts with members tomorrow. That's where we discuss our strategy. And we'll also talk about the health of the overall markets tomorrow as well. So if you're not currently a member, subscribe, become a member. 14-day free trial offer. Prices are going up once the new website is launched. So the next chart up here is BHP Bulletin weekly chart. A bullish key reversal on the week. We've been fairly bullish on BHP for a while. I didn't even think to look at it. One of our members brought it up in the forum, and he was looking at BHP Bulletin on the London exchange, and that's why I just stayed on the top of my mind, and thank goodness that it did. We have some very smart people that are members of the Contrarian Traders, so thanks for bringing it to my attention because it looks as though we are going to press higher here. We've already broken out of a weekly setup. RSI has confirmed. And we did put in a new weekly low. No new quarterly high yet. The high was back in October at $50.84. And that should mark a multi-year high once we get through that level. So BHP Bulletin looking really good for the coming week and weeks. But remember, one caveat here is that BHP is levered to gold. What do I expect gold to do next week? Is probably pull back a bit. So I wouldn't go running in on Monday morning and buying the shares. Members, stay tuned for more analysis tomorrow on BHP Bulletin. I haven't taken a look at the daily chart yet. This is our higher level view, our macro level view. Activision. I spoke about this one on Swing Trading Today on Thursday. I think I'll do a Swing Trading Today on Monday, so stay tuned. If you're not currently subscribed, click that bell button and you'll get notified of when I send out that commentary. Or enter your email address, because sometimes that notification bell doesn't work. Enter your email address on the website. I'll send it out to you. All right, so ATVI weekly chart. a bullish reversal week, not a bullish key reversal. What's the difference? The difference is that we did not close at the highs of the week, but I do like to set up on a weekly basis. Stokes beginning to hook up here. No breakout yet above the December highs. That's what I'm looking for. How is our volume? Volume was not great last week, but we're consolidating. We really do need to see these volume bars rise, right? If we see a move higher up and into the 200 period moving average in red, and we don't see volume rise, the probability of us closing above that 200 period moving average is not going to be great. So caveat, a caution flag is on the track. The next chart up is Cal-Maine Foods. I mentioned earlier I like to do on best stock charts a macro level view, a higher level view of each individual name. And in this case, usually I'll go over a weekly chart with extreme oversold or overbought stocks. I'll use a monthly chart at times. In this case here, I want to use a quarterly chart to discuss the setup as I see it. And of the past 3 quarters, we have traded above this upper band of resistance each quarter. I think that in all probability that we are going to break out this coming year. So this is the reason why I continue to revisit Cal-Maine Foods. I'm not going to use the quarterly chart as a trigger to get me long of the shares. However, I would use it as a trigger to add to my position on a breakout above the upper band of resistance here, and especially above the highs of these prior quarters, because once we get through those price points, there are no prior buyers looking to get made whole. So once we get through there, no overhead supply to worry about, clear blue skies. Cal-Maine Foods is a very volatile stock, a great trading stock. I've traded it many times. Let's drill down, talk about a weekly chart. On a weekly basis, we had a bullish key reversal week. We closed back above critical support at $43 per share. We're probably going to pull back and retest that support level, which would be good. So members, we'll talk tomorrow about when we want to enter this trade, what setup are we looking for to get us involved with it, and then we'll track it throughout the week. The next chart up, First Solar. This is a stock that has taken a real serious beating. At its lows in October, it lost more than half of its value. But what we're seeing now is a W formation. Let me throw some lines up here to help out a bit. So what I like to do is take my crayon out and this is pretty. This is good. Good stuff going on here on First Solar. Okay, so we use a rules-based approach when we buy stocks, right? So the rule is that I don't want to buy FSLR at resistance, which is where we closed on Friday, right? You want to buy on a breakout. So I mentioned earlier that what we have here is a W formation. So here's the left side of your W. 47.79 marks the pivot point, the center of your W. And what we're forming right now is the right side of that W. 47.79 is a critical resistance level. Now, I would entertain opening up a position prior to us breaking through that level, but that would require us to take a look at the daily and perhaps intraday charts to see how the setup looks, and we will look to develop a strategy. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the weekend commentary. First Solar is looking good as a long trade, and I think that we could easily head up to $50 to $54 per share on First Solar. KB Homes. All right, so prior to Fed Chair Powell's comments on Friday, and prior to the jobs data coming out, which is very strong jobs data and a dovish Fed. What that sets us up for is inflation. However, interest rates will stay low. So that'll goose the economy for a while anyway, until inflation just eats us like a cancer. That's what's going to happen. That's why we're long of gold, right? That's our hedge against the nightmare scenario. It's down the road. It's just a can that keeps getting kicked down the road. So we have KB Homes, which is putting in higher lows on Stokes. This is a weekly chart. Higher lows on Stokes, higher lows on RSI. No breakouts yet. A bullish key reversal week last week. So again, just like we did with First Solar, let's throw our lines up. All right, so you could see here that we have another W formation formed, left side of your W. The pivot point is at 2160, right side of the W, and we broke out above this upper band of resistance last week. Very bullish stuff. Very, very bullish stuff. The problem is that it came on light volume. That's a problem. So what I think may happen here is we may pull back and retest the breakout point. So we may get a quick pullback on KB Homes. So I like the setup. So tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll talk about, again, strategy. When do we want to get involved? When do we want to start building a position? And then when do we want to go adding more and adding more risk or more exposure to KB Homes? So we'll talk about that tomorrow with members on the week ahead commentary. We broke out on RSI, weekly basis, good stuff. No breakout yet on stochastics, but what we do have is a trend change, right? We were putting in lower highs and lower lows on Stokes. That's changed now. We're putting in higher lows. Now we're looking for a definitive higher high, a breakout. That's a change of trend, and that sets us up for a big, big move higher on KB Homes. It's looking good as a long trade. Remember volume. That's a concern. I think that KB Homes is a buy early next week. So members, more tomorrow. Twilio. Weekly chart. We broke out last week. We closed off the highs of the week. RSI, no breakout yet. Stokes, I'm not loving the Stokes. They're still trending down. Volume was good. It was above average. So while I like the chart for its breakout, I'm not loving the entire package, and the entire package being price, volume, indicators. And when I say indicators, I use my primary indicators are RSI and the stochastics. Those are forward-looking indicators. Your MACD is good, but it's a lagging indicator. I like the histograms better than I do using these lines, the fast and slow line. So members, we'll talk about Twilio tomorrow on the daily basis and perhaps on an intraday basis, because I'm not feeling the entire love yet on the weekly chart. Maybe the daily charts will persuade me a little bit more to become more enthusiastic about the long trade. I like the setup here. I'm a bit cautious about it, though, on a weekly basis. We'll drill down. We'll analyze more. Shopify weekly chart. We managed to spend the second consecutive week above support. We retested the breakout point. This is what I talk about when I say, okay, we broke out. Now what I want to see is a pullback and a retest. So we broke out here the week of the 24th of December. Then last week, what did we do? We pulled back, tapped the breakout point, tapped the resistance level, now support. That gets traders excited, right? They're OCD. I have it. I know. I want to see that retest. And once we get that, we're willing to bid the shares higher, because we know if it breaks, we know our risk reward is really good. We put a stop loss right below that support level, and our upside potential is great. You know, we could easily rally up to 151 per share on Shopify. I like the setup here. We'll talk more about it tomorrow on the week ahead commentary. It looks as though RSI broke out last week. Let's validate that. Yep, it broke out. So RSI is looking good. Stokes look a little bit much like Twilio, to be honest with you. A bit lethargic. So we'll drill down. I know what Shopify does. I have no idea what a Twilio is. All right, so I have to do a little bit more analysis. Shopify is a different story. So I know about that company. Volume last week was not good on Shopify. Not good at all. So volume matters, right? Again, the package. Price, volume, in that order, and then the indicators lastly. The next chart up. Do I have more here? Google. Yep. Okay, Google, I was very bearish on since back here. Back in, I believe this is August. July. Wow. And I warned back then, topping action on Google. The FANG names were doing the unthinkable. They were alienating their customers by being social justice warriors and preventing free speech of conservative voices. It's horrible. It's a terrible thing to do. And they're inviting antitrust action. So I'm not loving Google's business practices right now. However, do I see a trade here? Yeah, I do. But I think there is a threat of antitrust at some point in time in the future. So we had a bullish key reversal week last week. We closed right at resistance. You could see this resistance was support back here in May. So this is going to be formidable to get through. But I think that it is possible to get through it. We broke out on RSI. Volume was not good. It actually dropped off sequentially. Not what you want to see. So members, we'll talk more about Google tomorrow on the week ahead commentary, as well as the overall markets. I don't like the volume. It's really troubling, to be honest with you. Now, the one thing I will say, though, for Google, and this doesn't dismiss the volume action, we had a bearish front half of the week, yet we were able to rally back, which is very good, and we closed at the highs of the week. So again, I need to take a look at the daily price action. Was there light down volume, ultralight down volume earlier in the week? And then we had a spike higher on Friday with big up volume. That's yet to be seen. So I'll take a look at that chart. I don't know yet. I haven't taken a look. But we'll go over tomorrow on the week ahead commentary. But I think that we'll probably rally up to 1,100 per share before we get a significant pullback. No breakout yet on Stokes. And that is it for this week, folks. Everybody enjoy the remainder of your weekend. I want to say congratulations to Sayer Temple as our winner for the gold membership for a year. Click the like button, enter a comment below, so that way you're automatically entered for next quarter's raffling off of a year-long gold membership. And everybody have a profitable trading week, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well. Hey folks, just a really quick thank you for watching this far into the video. I appreciate it so much. And a quick reminder, don't forget about our one-year gold membership raffle. That's a $1,164 value. And all you need to do is just click the subscribe button, click the like button, and you're entered. That's it. And we'll announce the winner on January the 5th, 2019. I'll see you there. Let's get back to my commentary. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below.